Yo, what's up, Aries? Welcome to your monthly forecast for the month of October 2018. Aries, your central energy this month is the Hierophant card in the reverse. And I actually like this energy for you a lot because the Hierophant in the reverse would suggest that in the month of October 2018, some of you might be looking to go against the grain a little bit. And I think that, you Aries, you're ruled by the planet Mars, and Mars is very assertive, and so are you. So I feel like going against the grain or challenging the status quo, that's your style. I mean, that fits your personality a lot. I like that for you as your central energy. And, some people might be looking to do things one way, and you might really see the benefits of doing something differently. So, if you look on this card here, you can see there's a figure in the middle and he's communicating to this audience there. And, I'm not saying that all of you are in a setting where you have the opportunity to, communicate to others. And it doesn't have to be, I'm not even talking about like in a presentation sort of manner. Yeah, like some of you maybe do have opportunities where you are conveying information in a presentation sort of setting, but think of any other way that you're getting your message across, Aries, and you might look to get your message across differently from the way that other people get their message across, and you might have success with this. So if you see here, there's a figure in the middle and then he's communicating to his audience. So the fact that the card is upside down suggests that you want to do it differently. You want to challenge the status quo. And if you see the keys on the card there, it's like, some of you really do have the key to unlocking the potential of others. So, I think that's a really positive way to look at this energy for you for the month of October 2018, Aries. Now, very specifically, I'm going to jump into life path numbers for a minute because some of you either know somebody or even more specifically, you might be the life path number 5. So the Hierophant is the 5th card of the major arcana, and I discovered the use of life path numbers in tarot. There's no other tarot readers that have ever done it before. I've watched so many tarot videos. I've watched countless tarot readers. I've never seen any use the life path numbers the way I do. I've never seen any use life path numbers at all in their tarot reading. So I made this discovery, and tarot cards 1 through 9, 11 and 22 are all life path numbers. And if you want to find out, this is the life path number 5 very specifically for a few of you. And that's, it's very specific to say that some Aries have somebody important in their life. It's either you or somebody important in your life who is the life path number 5. But if you want to find out, all you have to do is click, I put a link to a tutorial explanation video that I recorded, and it's in the comments section, or it's right above the comments section in this video. So just click on that link. It takes you to the tutorial video that I created. It shows you how to take your date of birth or somebody else's date of birth to find out what your life path number is, and then you can find out, whether or not it's you who's a life path number 5, which is, obviously going to only resonate for a select few of you, or, somebody in your life who's a life path number 5 that might be a central focus in your life in the month of October 2018. I also have the life path number 4 down here. So the Emperor card is indicative of someone who's the life path number 4. So, once again, go to the tutorial explanation video. Anybody in your life who's a life path number 4, you could find out because they're showing up right here. Now, your challenge for the month of October 2018 is the Knight of Swords. And that would, for some of you, that would suggest some difficulty with an air sign. And the air signs are Libra, Gemini, and Aquarius. So I'm not saying that all Aries are going to have difficulty with a Libra, Gemini, or Aquarius in the month of October 2018, but some of you might. Now, if you're not familiar with tarot, you might look at like a Knight of Swords as it's not about the gender, it's about the suit. So Knight of Swords could be a man or a woman. but it's definitely an air sign. It's definitely a Libra, a Gemini, or an Aquarius that you might have some challenge with in the month of October 2018. Now, if you can't think of any important air signs in your life, then, this would probably be indicative of, Knight of Swords in this challenge position. Some of you are a little bit too opinionated about something, so, that comes with your impetuous nature. But you might want to dial that back a little bit. You might, some of, I'm not saying all of you do, but some of you might have a little bit too much to say about something in the month of October 2018. Now, crowning your reading, you have the Six of Pentacles in the reverse, and that comes with one-sidedness. So some of you are being a little bit, I'm not saying all of you are, but it's either you or somebody in an important situation in your life is being a little bit selfish. They're being a little bit one-sided. I mean, if this card was in the upright, yeah, maybe that would be different, but it's in the reverse, and if you could see the scales there, the scales are a little bit out of balance, when it comes to a certain situation for some of you in your lives, Aries. It's like you're either being a little bit too one-sided or somebody else is. So, try to get the balance right with however that's resonating in your life. Now, as your distant past card, you have the Seven of Cups in the reverse, and the Seven of Cups is a card that's about choices, and some of you do have a lot of options, and that could be in any aspect of your life. That could be in your romantic life, that could be, who knows, career maybe for some of you, any other aspect of your life. Some of you do have options. The fact that it's in the reverse would suggest that some of you might have some difficulty figuring out which option you want to go with. And, if that's not the case, then, this Seven of Cups for some of you might be the indication that some of you are tempted to get involved with somebody. And that could be, I feel like this resonates from a romantic perspective. So, it's like for you Aries who are, some Aries are in romantic relationships that are very fulfilling and they're happy, and that would be suggested by the Two of Cups in the upright right there that you have. But for you Aries that don't, if you're like in a romantic situation where you're not really that satisfied with who you're with, and I'm not saying that's all of you, then chances are some of you might have your eye on somebody else even though you're already with somebody. And, if you look at this card closely, there's a snake coming out of the One Cup. So, some of you might be a little bit tempted, even though you're with somebody already, if you are one of those Aries that's in a romantic alliance where it's like, yeah, it's cool, but, you're seeing somebody else that you're kind of like, wow, I really like that person. Some of you might be a bit tempted to get involved with that person. Now, I'm not going to say that's resonating for all of you because, like I said, you just go right back here to the Two of Cups in the upright. That's a great card, and that would be suggestive of, fulfillment and harmony and balance and happiness in your current relationship. So, some of you are really in very valuable relationships that are balanced, and you're doing great in that relationship. Now, at the bottom of your reading here, you have the recent past card. And, with these past cards, it's interesting because the energies could, they're either indicative of the past or they're coming back to resonate in the particular month that they're drawn for. Well, the cards come out of the deck on their own, but what I mean is that, these energies are, it's either something that occurred in your past or the energy's actually coming back for this month. So with the World card in the recent past, that could suggest that maybe some of you did travel recently. If that's not the case, then, maybe some of you will have the opportunity to travel in the month of October 2018. And if you don't see any travel in your future, then, maybe you might want to think about, travel might be a good option for some of you guys in the month of October 2018. I mean, if you do travel in the month of October, some of you will have a very enriching experience. And, I feel that this card is also very much about cultural enrichment. So if there's a culture, like I said, if you're not actually physically traveling somewhere in the month of October 2018, then, maybe there's a culture that's different from your own that you're interested in learning more about. Now, if it doesn't have to do with that, then, this card is a card that suggests that integration is possible. So a coming together of you and someone else. And this is like, these cards are kind of resonating with each other, and that when it comes to what I'm, saying right now. But, some of you in the month of October 2018, you might have the opportunity to come together, integrate with somebody else. And if you can't see anybody right now who you're connecting with, then, try to look a little bit closer, Aries. Like, who is in your life? It could be anything. It could be romantic, it could be professional, or any other area of your life. Who can you come together with in your life, and you could create some kind of valuable situation with that person? Because one of the cards for your near future is, and this has to do with the month of October 2018, is the Two of Cups in the upright. And that could be a successful formation between you and somebody else. And that could be, this does have a lot to do with love relationship. And for some of you, yeah, definitely, that's definitely resonating as something positive with love and relationship in your life with another person. But, there might be some others of you who can form, some kind of union with somebody in some other aspect of your life. Now, what's interesting about this position is that you guys also have, and I'm not saying this is resonating for all of you, but, the Ten of Swords is showing up as part of your near future too. And, you guys are sort of a mixed bag right now with what's happening with your relationship situation, love life. And, like I said, there are some areas your love life is perfectly fine. You have perfect harmony and balance as suggested by the Two of Cups in your love relationship. Others of you, in order to achieve this, you have to do this. So, some of you, and I'm going to go back to those Aries who are like, yeah, I'm with somebody, it's nice, but I'm looking at this other person and I'm like, yeah, wow, like I really like that person. You know what I mean? So it's like you might have to do this to somebody in order to get this. Unfortunately, it's like, you don't want to like have to really backstab somebody, but at the same time, do you want to continue to be in a relationship that you're not really satisfied with? And, some Aries are perfectly fine. Your relationship is perfectly fine. And that doesn't fit that. If that doesn't fit your situation, then that's obviously that message doesn't apply to you. Now, you have the Emperor card in the reverse right here. And, for you single Aries, maybe somebody who is life path number 4 or life path number 5 might be a good option for you. But, the fact that those are upside down would be, it's consistent with Venus is going to be going retrograde on October 5th. So, Venus is the planet of love. And when it goes retrograde, sometimes it's like, it's either says some kind of delay about a love situation, or it says that it's trying to put more focus on that. So, Venus doesn't want to continue to move ahead because it says, hey, Aries, I'm going to retrograde because you need to identify who it is, who you're supposed to be with in your love life. And especially because, Venus is going to retrograde so much that, by the time we get to late October 31st, Venus is going to shift backwards into your sector of relationship. It doesn't necessarily like physically move backwards. It just looks like it's going backwards in the sky from here in our perception, the way we perceive it from here on Earth. But, I feel that with the Venus retrograde is, very consistent with why these cards are in the reverse. Because if you are a single Aries, it's like Venus is saying, hey, Aries, do what you got to do to figure out if one of these options is good for you, or one of these options is good for you. Figure out which one it is. And then, once Venus is ready to move forward again, then, by that time, you're going to be looking to look to move forward with somebody eventually. And, it's very specific to say that all Aries have somebody in their life that's life path number 4 or life path number 5. But, if you do, then here is the indication. And, it's interesting because these cards, these major arcana cards, can be looked at in several different ways. That, sometimes they'll resonate as life path numbers. Sometimes they'll resonate as the actual sign. So if they're resonating as the actual sign, then, well, if you look at this Emperor card here, and this is only going to apply to a select few of you, but there are rams, you know, on this card. You see these rams here. So the Emperor could be indicative of an Aries, and, you know, obviously that's you. For some of you, it's you. And the fact that the card is in the reverse means that some of you are being a little bit inflexible about a situation, a little bit rigid, a little bit too domineering. And, you know, I'm going to go back to that one-sidedness. So I'm not saying all Aries are being one-sided, but, you know, if you are, then it's resonating through several different cards. It's like maybe you should be a little bit more flexible about a certain situation in your life, Aries. It's like, you know, maybe you could have a good opportunity if you were a little bit more amenable. And, you know, for others of you, this is like too domineering. The color red, I mean, Mars is red. So, I mean, look at this right here. So that's obviously you, Aries, for some of you. And right above that, you have the Page of Swords is in the reverse. And when the Page of Swords is in the reverse, it's a lot about, like, you talk a lot about what you want to do, but you don't actually go through with it. Now, whether that's really like the reality for you or not, Aries, is a completely different story, because, you know, this part of the board where the Page of Swords in reverse is, that would suggest that, you know, that's the way society perceives some of you. So, you know, society, I'm not saying all of you. So for some of you, society perceives you just fine. They don't perceive you as somebody who's all talk, no action. But for some of you, you know, there might be a societal perception of you as you are someone that, oh, I say I'm going to do this, or, you know, I say I'm going to flirt with that person, or I say I'm going to start with this creative project, or I'm going to do this or that, but you never do it. So, and people might see you that way, and I'm not saying this is resonating for all of you. Now, more specifically, I'm going to go back to the air sign thing. You know, for some of you, this might be an air sign in your life, and you might have some difficulty with them, or, you know, maybe if you're single, you might have to, you know, try a few times to make it happen with this air sign, Aries. So this, once again, the air signs could be a man or a woman. The Page of Swords could be a man or a woman. It could be it could be a Libra. It could be a Gemini. It could be an Aquarius. So, you know, I think maybe for some of you single Aries, an air sign is a good option for you, but you're just going to have to try a few times and, you know, work it out through that Venus retrograde cycle to maybe, you know, to make it happen with this person, to integrate with them. Now, right above that, you have the Seven of Wands in the reverse, and this would suggest that, you know, some of you have a little bit some fear of conflict in your life. Like, you don't, like, Seven of Wands is a card that's very much about conflict. If you look, he's like fighting all these off. So, you know, you don't want to have, I mean, you are somebody that's, you're not really like, you would, if you need to enter into a confrontation, like, you will, but you'd probably prefer not to. And, you know, some of you have a little bit of fear about, you know, conflict in your life, because this, where this card is, would suggest your hopes and fears. So you hope you don't have conflict in your life, and you fear, some of you fear that you will. So whether or not you really will or won't is, you'll have to see as you go through the month of October 2018. Now, if it's not resonating for you like that, then, you know, for some of you, this would suggest that, you know, when it comes to supporting your position, Aries, you're kind of on your own. So it's you, and, like, these, all these are not going to have, like, they're not, I'm not saying that they don't have your back, but they're not going to give you, you know, if you have a belief that you're, you know, standing by, don't expect all these to just go right along with the belief that you stand by. So stand by your convictions, and don't expect the support of others sometimes, Aries. Now, your outcome is great for the month of October 2018, because you have the Page of Wands, or I'm sorry, the Ace of Wands in the upright. And that's like creative energy just coming through, new beginning just coming through. And wand energy is you, Aries. So, you know, you are the wands, okay? So like, you're one of 3 fire signs: Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. So the wands represent the fire signs, and, you know, this is creative energy that just comes through. And, you know, some of you really are the initiators. Like, you come up with the concept and you really follow through with it. And this is a really great energy. I mean, this is your energy that's coming in. And, you know, some of you, I'm going to say very specifically, some of you have the opportunity to, you know, collaborate creatively with a water sign. So here's the Page of Cups. And once again, if you're not familiar with tarot, Page of Cups could be a man or a woman, but it's a water sign. It's a Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces potentially for some of you. So, you know, who in your life is a Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces? You know, maybe you can start some sort of new beginning with this person. You know, even if it's not a creative new beginning, maybe it's some other new beginning. You know, if you're, you know, very select few of you might have an attraction for a Cancer, Pisces, or Scorpio. This would suggest, I mean, they might be a good option for you, but you know, once again, the card's upside down. So just once again, here we go with the Venus retrograde. You know, work through that Venus retrograde to make it happen with this person if you are interested in them romantically. Now, Venus is also a planet that has to do with creativity. So Ace of Wands is all about creativity. So integrate with this person, Aries. So this person might be a great option for you to, you know, connect with, you know, whether it's professionally, romantically, or in some other aspect of your life. I think that's all I have for this month, Aries. Thank you very much for watching this video. If you've enjoyed it, make sure to subscribe, share, and like. I write daily astrology, and I post it on Instagram every day. My Instagram handle, Gregory Furlan Astrology. Make sure to give me a follow there. Thank you for watching. Have a great month, and I'll see you next time.